Buzz Live. Hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey! Happy Wednesday, folks! Happy new comic book day! Happy Blake's Buzz evening! It's Blake's Buzz No, wait. Blake's Buzz Eve would be yesterday. We've done, yeah, that's right. You know what? This is bad. Like we redo. Hey, everybody! Welcome to Blake's Buzz. That first joke wasn't good. We're just gonna pretend it didn't happen. I got a couple real cool people to talk to tonight, and we're gonna talk about books. I'm actually hyped because like we're gonna talk about some production, like behind the scenes stuff tonight. We got an editor who's edited like everything in indie comics, and I'm so it's gonna be a fun conversation. Plus like hot dogs and weird shit, right? You know how we do it. But first, we gotta talk about some stuff like stuff I'm working on, like Crossover Division number 8 by Will Allred. The next chapter in the Kickstarter favorite literary infused multiversal saga is returning to Kickstarter. This time Hank and Hector find themselves face to face with Sherlock Holmes, but trust in the buzz, it's not going to be your normal romp along Baker Street. No. Get this, if you go to the pre-launch page right now, there's a link in the comments, by the way. All the books we talk about tonight, there's gonna be links in the comments. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how I set that up. I'm kind of a genius. But check this out. You click those links, okay? You click those links. You click those links, and then you go and you support indie comics, like the Kickstarter campaigns we talk about tonight. There's gonna be links. You can go click on them, support those. These books I'm talking about right now, you click on a link, you go support that. Will Allred's Crossover Division, I know issue number 8 is out right now. If you haven't checked it out, like 8, that's a lot of backtracking. We are giving you the first issue for free, right? So get on over to Kickstarter. You can go to the page, right? You just scroll to the bottom, you download it, you read it on your favorite device. DRM free. That's what we're doing. By the way, and it launches next week. Ruination, also same deal. Amazing fantasy saga on Kickstarter. There's 12 issues. It's a lot. Go to the campaign page. The pre-launch, you click the link, you can download the first issue, check it out for free. You check out these issues, see if you like them. If you do, sign up for the page. You come hang out with us when we go live. You check out awesome comic books. Speaking of awesome comic books, a new thing I'm working on, like was literally working on till the mic got hot tonight. And as soon as the show's over, I got to finish the Kickstarter page because we have to send it in for approval, is Matt Frank's State of the Monsters. It is crazy, awesome kaiju campaign. Texas fell, the monsters moved in. State of the Monsters brings classic kaiju spectacle to a post-apocalyptic Texas where the Lone Star State has become monster territory, and Texas Titan Tours is ready to show you around for a price. All right, he's planning on 3 big, it's going to be a perfect bound. It's over 40 pages, depending on stretch goals and stuff, maybe more, right? But it's going to be over 40 pages. It's going to be 3 parts, very cinematic. The art is gnarly. Matt is such a good artist. You guys should check that out. That I don't have a free issue for you, but we got a good looking pre-launch page. You go click on it, check out some art, sign up, huh? We'll be launching next Tuesday. So both Will and Frank are going, both of them are going live next week. So Tuesday, awesome indie comic book day. Anyways, if you need help launching your own campaign, if you're a creator with a comic passion project, you're not sure what to do with crowdfunding, Blake's Buzz and Laguna Studios are here for you. All right, hit us up. Let's make something together. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. We know what we're doing. I do a lot of campaigns. I do a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, guys. Make a lot of graphics. I'm making a lot of graphics lately. Anyway, we got cool people to talk about today. All right, first up, all right, we got okay, are you ready? I'm ready. All right. Okay, first up, I've known this guy a while. It's his first time on the show. He's with Solis of Sequentials, and he's got an epic new Kickstarter campaign getting ready to come out. He's going to tell us all about Bendición. Let's bring out Mr. Chris Solis. What's up, baby?
Dude, you were...
Oh, yeah!
One of the best intros. That's so long.
You guys calm the fuck down back there. Oh my God, the clap track is too long. I mean, the live studio audience is too excited. Got to ring it in.
You give me such flashbacks of Mr. Perfect, WWF, late 90s. Just God bless you, sir. Everything that you do.
How's things going? How you feeling on the cusp of getting ready to launch a new campaign?
I'm right there with you, and then I've made way too many graphics, and I got way too lost in just making memes for the campaign. I was just like, I went to classic memes and just started filling stuff in that felt like, yep, that works for this campaign. But just nonstop graphic work, nonstop doing my own things, independent publishing. Got to get it out there. Got to get people excited about it. Got to let them know exactly what it is before they try to open the book. But we're out here trying to tell people exactly what we're doing, and I'm really excited to be here. Talk to your audience, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, dude, we're all stoked. We're all stoked. We're always stoked and excited for indie comics, and I want to talk about that because I do think memes are a good marketing strategy. You know what I don't like? Okay, memes are akin to. Well, I know we got another guest to bring out, but one moment. Memes are akin to Dungeons and Dragons, right? Because like Dungeons and Dragons is a great idea, right? Till you want to get a game together, then you realize, oh, I don't have any friends. Okay, now memes are the same, right? Because memes are a great idea till you make the meme and you realize, oh, I don't have a sense of humor. These are both ways to just really cut deep. Because I do like. Graphics are my passion now, right? Whatever, like I'm getting into graphic design. Like I'm tinkering and I'm finding out. And like
I get it.
I make decent shit, and I every now and then I'll make a good, and I'll be like, this is.
But watching the virality of something that's completely stupid and you shouldn't care about at all takes off like crazy. The minute you put thought into it, the minute you actually like, oh, this would make me laugh if I came across it. Nothing. Crickets. I get that, man, but it's just a matter of so many times the throwaway ideas are the best ones. I'm trying to learn to hone that, but that's
we're going to come back to that, and I'm sure our next guest has something to say about that too, right? Like maybe never throw something all the way away, but or don't neglect your forgotten children. I guess I don't know. We're about to bring out an editor. We're going to bring out an editor who's done. Oh, this guy. I've worked with a lot of Kickstarter people, right? I've worked with many Kickstarter creators, and this guy has edited most of their books. Like he's on so many projects. But what's even cooler is he's also the writer behind an amazing like Goosebumps level short mini called House of Fear, delightfully terrifying horror shorts. But he's on Kickstarter with something new, something different. It's self-editing for comic book writers. Let's bring out Mr. James Powell, Editor Supreme, here on Blake's Buzz, here to bring the sauce, teach us lessons on comics. Damn Christ, I'm so sorry. They get too worked up. It's my fault. We all get excited over here. James, how you doing, bud? How's it going?
Dude, I am great. I think what I need to have you do is I need to have that intro every day I get to my computer. I mean,
right?
It is exact. I mean, it's like hype fest. I love it.
Wakes you up, and then it's all for you. You're like, oh yeah.
Hell yeah, I love it. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to talk some indie comics.
Hell yes, yeah, always.
And hot dogs. And hot dogs. I'm gonna test you to see if you've eaten this kind of hot dog yet.
Oh shit! We've been doing hot dogs for a little while on the show. We haven't had a hot dog test yet. I'm excited. What is that service that moderately famous people use, and people like pay them money to like call their friend and wish them a happy birthday or something? Like, if I was famous, like I would
Cameo.
Yeah, but no one's gonna hire like Blake from Kansas City to yell at you on Cameo, even though you should. Because
maybe you should. That was a pretty good intro. I liked it. I mean,
offer it.
I guess you never know.
Right? That's what it's all about with indie comics.
That's true. Before we get to indie comics, real quick, I do want to say hey to the chat. We got Kenneth popping in early, always saying hey to us and everybody at the EXP. Scary. Yeah, it's super. My intros are super scary. John Westhoff, Part-Time Comics. Love that guy. Mind blown. Oh, it's okay, Tommy. It's okay. Tommy's like, Tommy, by the way, another EXP streamer with aggressive positivity airing Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on your local EXP network. Very, very fun show. Two retailers, Tommy and Paul. They're retailers, so they get their comic books early because they're cheaters. And but they talk about new books to get excited. Cole, look, showing up at the perfect time. Nice to see you, buddy. The hot dogs are still warm. It can be great. I'm like, ooh, that's a juicy boy. What's up, Cole? All right. That was fun.
Good audience.
It was a good time. So, James, I'm going to have you read Chris's new script, and you're going to edit it live.
Here we go. Ah,
What
You know,
is,
it's funny that you say that because I've pitched that idea to some folks,
Oh, really?
and
hey,
I think most indie writers, and I would probably be hesitant too, but like most are like, no way, no way do I want my my scripts live. Yeah, I don't care if it's the 3rd draft or the 20th draft. I don't want someone editing it where other people are actually watching.
That is
the whole point to me of an editor is to make it better. So that means you're jabbing holes at anything that doesn't make sense, and you're just telling me exactly what's wrong with it before it's just sunshines and rainbows. But oh man, I love comic editors. I love the fact that I can bounce it off. They're the first fans, and God bless you, sir, for being one. Because I know being a writer, I don't trust my own grammar enough to be like, yep, I can do that. So
how'd you get into that, James? Because like I've stumbled into a couple like small editing roles, like working production at some of the old jobs and stuff, and then like and like now I do like a lot of copywriting and stuff. But how did like, I mean, you edit. How many do you know? Like, can you rattle off the top of your head like how many books you edited like last year? Or, I mean, it has to be a bunch.
So I do novels and comics, but comics, I think I want to say I had like 27.
Damn.
Not necessarily, that's total scripts. So like, you know, I work with Will on Crossover Division, and I think did he have 4 last year? 3,
Yeah.
4? So it's probably closer to like 15 titles. Some of those are, you know, being pitched to publishers. Some of them haven't come to the light of day yet. But yeah, I love it. It's you asked how I kind of came to be. I've been around the written word my whole life. I graduated with an English degree.
Nice.
And I just started, I found we all have gone to like writers groups, right? Well, I found that like I was the guy that people kept coming back to because I was good at commenting. I don't know. And as I kind of just worked my real life, my day jobs, I did it on the side for fun. At one point I actually had a website called Bookshelf Comics. It was, I reviewed trade paperbacks and graphic novels, and sometimes interviewed creators. And some of the creators I interviewed found out that I was good at editing, or I might have even pitched the service for fun or whatever. And I did a couple of books for Robert Tennell and Todd Livingston. They did some image books. I don't know, that's probably 20 years ago now. And I kind of got hooked. That's how it works with comics, isn't it? I think you kind of just do it for fun, and next thing you know, it's 5 years later and you're doing it all the time.
You can't leave. Like, even when I'll real talk right now. Like, even though, before I real talk, shout out to Lizard Collector on Twitch. She is really fun to watch play games. I've been streaming games. Well, I've been tinkering with streaming games and perfecting the technology before I really start hammering it out. But I've been like kind of getting into the game. I built a gaming PC and like been hanging out with the gaming community, and like we're pushing this on Twitch now, and every now and then I get live like late at night and play video games. I'm not good, right? So I'm relying on my personality and good looks. We're not getting kill streaks over here. We're just kind of entertaining. But anyway, it's been a good time, and so something I'm working on is like I want to kind of crossover, like bring gaming into like, as I feel like there's a lot of gamers that like comics. There's good like cross pollination at like Comic Cons and stuff. Anyway, it's good times on Twitch. Great communities. That's another thing I like about it. It's like when you find good people in the gaming community, it's like finding good people in the comic book community. Like everybody's real supportive and everybody's just excited about nerdy shit. It's like gives you that like warm.
Yep. That's the 100%. But
Yeah.
the communities, the cream like of the crop that rises to those people are amazing people that are totally heartfelt and beautiful. And of course, there's just a handful of really horrible ones that you should watch out for.
Well, yeah,
don't think that everybody out there, but yeah, exactly. That's all. Just be careful because
the old block.
the rest of them are amazing.
Yes, it's a lot of beautiful, wonderful people out there. So yeah, you started editing all this stuff. How do you Because are you a full-time editor, or do you edit and then you have like a day job too as well?
So yeah, I quit my day job.
You did? Okay.
God, it might be 7 years now. And I wasn't ready. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I was dreaming about it. And I kept telling myself, you need to have 2 years in the bank or whatever they say to, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was just at my wit's end with corporate America. I was about so stressed and filled with anxiety. And I just asked my wife, are you cool with me quitting? And she was like, fine. And I did. I was out. But yeah, I totally wasn't ready. Like I had a couple of projects I worked on at the time, but like you can only write so many scripts. Like Will, he's not going to come to me every 2 days and say, here's money to edit my book. He has to work it and get the art and stuff. So it probably took me 2 years to slowly start to build. And now I start to feel pretty good about where I'm at.
Cool.
But it's constant, I don't know. I'm not sure if I had to do it again. I'm not sure I would have actually, just because it's a different kind of stress, right?
Yeah. So like I recently left a job. Like I was working with at Prana Direct Market Solutions and on comics and magazine and stuff. And I left and I started kind of doing my own thing on Kickstarter, sort of my own thing. I'm collaborating with Lori at Laguna Studios on a lot of stuff. And it works out well because like I build and run the campaigns and they fulfill them. So we have like a full circuit like of packages we can offer people. I was real busy for a while, and then some stuff got like delayed because like art gets delayed and stuff, and then like people like me that we're like, okay, I'll hang out and let me know when we're gonna start pushing. And that happens like more often than not. And whatever cosmic force out there corrals these artists and gives them inspiration to finally get their shit done. I love you all. I love all you artists out. I'm moderately talking shit, but like, it's like they all were like, yeah, let's finish all these pages at the same time. And then like all these delayed campaigns that like everything happens all at once. But long story short, it got like real busy and now it's like real slow. And like anybody who works and follows Kickstarter, like we're approaching the fall. Fall's a good season for Kickstarter, but after that, it's not. Winter and holiday season are not good for comics anyway. I haven't seen the other markets on Kickstarter, but comics do. It's harder to launch campaigns at those times. You got to kind of fight a little harder. So like we're about to approach another slow season, and I'm like, do I go get a job? And that deal you mentioned earlier about like how comics suck you in, right? It's like, 40 with my, I could like corporatize my resume, and I have a lot of like project lead experience, team lead experience, and like I could make it sound real good. And I have a college degree. Supposedly people care about that again. I have an English degree too, James, and I was an English nerd, and so like, I could go get a job, but I'm like, I feel dirty thinking about quitting comics, and I feel like a failure kind of, because I'm like, I'm out here on my own trying to do it, and it's like, I know like everybody, like you said, you're supposed to have like an egg that's supposed to last a couple years. I didn't either, James. I had debt. I had debt and a dream.
Debt and a dream.
That gets onto my heroes though. Like,
can we clip that for later? I'm talking to nobody, by the way.
You're gonna clip that. It's good.
I do. That's my new deal. It's shtick, but it works. Is when funny stuff happens and I remember to do this, I'm like, hey, can we clip that? And then later I download the transcript and I do the search for clip it, and then I pull it, because AI editing sucks, because AI sucks and it pulls like pieces of conversations you don't even want. Anyway,
it's all
what's
done.
up, Lewis in the chat? What's up, dude? Anyway, sorry I got weird. We talked.
No, weird.
This goes back to like my heroes though, of zine creators. Like I know a lot of being in comics is kind of the teens and the going to talk to people a lot about it. But really, comics is just you and a piece of paper and drawing little pictures that make you laugh. And like I grew up LA, especially, there was just 100 people out there creating out of the Art Institute, throwing out little comics and little things. Like I have my keyhole previews of Bendición that I'm about to go throw out too. And it's just, you can make anything you want in comic books. You can be as invested as you need to be and still have branches and everything else, and go make music and go make, whatever you need to, podcasts, all that, dive back in, make another little zine, pop it back out.
Yeah.
As long as you're telling stories, that's really all we're trying to do. But,
you can write whole books like James. Before we, we got to bring up a page. Well, I always like to check this. All right. 21 official minutes into the show before I actually talked about one of your guys' projects. That's a record.
Hey.
that's a record. But so this is something that, okay, I don't want to toot my own horn because basically I think this guy was insane and I don't think I have enough knowledge to fill a book. But someone asked me the other day, they said, Blake, have you thought about writing a book about like what you think a successful Kickstarter campaign needs for like launch or, like some kind of, and I even told him, I was like, I don't know if that's enough information to fill it. That's like a pamphlet, I mean, you could start talking about marketing and stuff and branding.
It used to be a blog, man. Yeah. Only like 10, 12 years ago, somebody had a blog, give you this information and put it behind a paywall. You could always do that. It's good stuff. Definitely information that people want to get to.
There's plenty of people who are just discovering Kickstarter, right?
Yeah. I forget that.
Or they've done their first one and
they're doing the research right now. Yeah.
So.
Yep.
What made you though because this is different. Like it's obviously you're passionate about it, right? Because you're very passionate about editing and you believe in yourself. You dove all into it. Made this the day job, the main focus. But like, I hear like creators get pitches, right? And they're like, "Oh, I got this idea," or they meet an artist and they see an artist's work and they were like, "Oh, we should collab. We should do something," right? But like tackling a essentially like a how-to narrative, okay, is like a 200-page lecture or however many pages it ends up being, right? But it's an intense task, right? Like as an editor, you got to know this, right? And you're crowdfunding it, and it's like I just did a marketing book with Brian Cohen on Kickstarter. It was we funded real quick, but it was a different campaign. We had higher expectations and stuff, but what made you decide like I got to write a book? I got to write a book about it. Like what was that deal that like popped in your head?
So one of the things that maybe this makes me a good editor is that I recognize patterns, or at least with storytelling. I don't know if I'm very good at like games. I'm not I know I'm not good at like game pattern recognizing a game, but I started noticing almost immediately when I quit my job and edited more consistently, I started noticing the same types of problems creeping up into all the scripts I edited. So I was saying the same things to multiple writers, or the same style of feedback. So what I started doing, I had a webinar, I don't know, maybe 16 months ago, and had good feedback, good reception. And I was like, I need to write all these things down because there's more than just 5. So I started making notes. I started seeing how those notes translated into the feedback I gave. I'll be honest, this thing's over 200 pages. And my goal at first was just, like the top 10 list. Like, here's the top 10 things. Here's solutions to those 10 problems. And it just kept going and going. It was, I think it took me 14 months to write this thing. In part because it kept growing and I kept saying, oh, well, I can't say that without saying this. And, because it's all storytelling is that you can't just say, go add more conflict because that's going to impact this other thing. Make a better villain. Well, if you're going to do that, you need to go and make your protagonist stronger. And then all these things are tied together. So it just kept making it bigger and bigger. And ultimately, to be honest, at the end of it, I just said, okay, this has to be it. I have to send this to an editor now, or it's going to be like 500 pages. But then I added like the whole second half of the book is how to edit yourself. I noticed that a lot of, I grew up around English, right? As far as like classes and English class like you did. But a lot of the creators I work with were never taught how to edit themselves. They were taught maybe how to write or what a script looks like, but they weren't told how to find some of their own weaknesses or find problems within their own script. So the second half of the book is actually how to reads your script like an editor, how to kind of like separate the writer brain from the
Ooh.
critical side.
Yeah, because that gets to be a huge problem, especially like, I mean, I know not everybody's in positions like this, but in high pace like design jobs and like some like comic book production jobs, and you don't have a lot of staff, right? You're like the proofreader and the finalize and the note giver. You're like all these things, and you don't always have like multiple. I the same way with like indie comics, right? Like, what are the first two things? Someone doing a comic book, they realize they don't have enough money. What are the first two things they're going to back out of? First one's going to be the editor. Second one, they're going to try and letter it themselves. Both of these are huge mistakes. Please don't do that. But you know, like but that's where like people's mind. Oh, if we can't cut this cover. I can't not pay my artist. Like I'm a writer. I'll edit it myself. But you're right. There's essentially like two brains there, and you got to kind of shut one off. And not only that, but like, your writer brain doesn't see the mistakes. It's hanging on your nuts the whole time. It's like, it's great, it's beautiful. You're your own chat GTP. You're like, yeah, Blake, great job. I'm totally with this. I'm gonna spit out some dog shit. You know, but it's like, you'll miss typos. Your eyes don't
Absolutely,
because your eyes know what you meant to write. So like one of the things I do, which helps combat this, but it's some people don't have time for it, is to like I read almost everything aloud when I write it. Like I do a draft and then I read it aloud, and I'll hear it. I'll hear weird shit that needs, or like a sentence that's too long or too jumbled, or old college brain tried to be like too fancy with too many clauses and commas, or and it's like that didn't work, bud. But like, this is a whole book of this is wild. How do you give all of this in a book and not give too much, right? Because like what there still has to be like the book is amazing and you'll learn everything, but also hiring James Powell will be better and you'll get more out of it. And I know it's like direct contact with you and you're in direct contact with their narrative.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know when like the sauce is too good? You're like, ooh, I'm not going to put that in there. I'm going to take that out, Well,
I think ultimately it's impossible for you to see everything yourself. You need another pair of eyes, whether that's a professional editor or a peer, you do some sort of trading of editing. But yeah, it's just impossible to see and it's funny, you kind of hinted at it a moment ago, but I'm assuming you're both like this, and maybe hopefully it's not just me, but one day you're like, oh hell, this is Eisner Award-winning comic, right? I am the bomb. I am gonna give me all the awards and all the money now. The very next day, that same scene, you're like, oh, I'm a hack. I need to go take up knitting. I'm awful. Right? And that's part of it. And I think an editor or a peer who's been around the block a few times can shine the light on those things that you're not seeing. When that happens to me all the time, James, is when it happens a lot with graphics. I'll make a graphic and I'll send it to like Lori in Facebook chat and then instantly unsend it. It's like seeing it on a different screen or at a different size. And I'm like, that's crooked. What? Why? And then, and then it's like, it's just like right before I send something for approval, I'm like, there's 8 things wrong with that. I'd never see it before clicking send. I don't know what it is. And I've caught myself and I've tried to like remind myself, like, all right, before you send it, look 3 times, and I do. I don't know, it's crazy. Well, it's funny you say that, because I just wrote an article for the Fiction Coach for tomorrow, and it's about proofreading. And I don't care how many times I read the PDF, it's perfect. I print this book, a comic, whatever it is. Oh, there's 3 typos. Those weren't PDF. I swear they weren't. And then you go back to, okay, there they are. But you don't see them.
And that's for this campaign specifically. That's got to be like the biggest nightmare ever, right? Because like an editor writing a book about editing, like there cannot be a type. Like if you got to have like, what? How many editors do you have? Like, look, do you have like several editors, or is it?
I had a few. Yeah, I had a few. I'm still terrified. I'm still. I've proofread this book. I have it right here, and I just had to order another one because after I proofread it, the physical thing twice, and then I noticed that this is a small thing that no one's going to notice but me, but it pissed me off. I had the title of the book on the right-hand page and the title of the chapter on the left. It should be swapped. And I was just like, what, did I never see that? How did I not see that? But that's why you print your copies, everybody. Print your book out at least one time. The one comic that I have that I know of that has a typo is the one that I proofread online, and I didn't get a print copy. So
No.
We got a Tommy from the chat wants to know if you could edit the book down to a 22-page comic.
I would have to cut out a little bit, but yeah.
I wonder if that would, I mean, because it's so funny. Like, people hate reading. We work in books, we work in publishing. Everything I ever like. Tommy's a retailer, and Tommy even told me this when I went to Comics Pro. Like, when you do like retailer emails and stuff, it's like, well, don't make a retailer read too much, you know, because they want to save their reading for comics. And so I think the same thing is true with some fans, right? Fans will get nitpicky if too wordy of a comic. And so I'm not saying, like, obviously, like, comic people are buying your book. You've got great pull quotes from like some star Kickstarter people, and I love we'll talk about the intro too, because what is his name? He wrote your intro for this. He does
the foreword, Tyler James.
Yeah, Tyler James, the foreword. Yeah. He does he works with Comics Tribe and stuff. I hate how, like, I miss when it was a regular podcast, and when my brain quit, I could be like, I could cut that out, or like look someone's name up and we could edit that. And when you're live, you just kind of have to deal with it. So, like, sorry, folks.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. We're not all editors writing books on editing at Blake's Buzz. I guarantee you that. We're on the lower echelon of thought process here. But
you know what? You mentioned that we're not perfect. I wish more people could say that out loud. With the way the society is right now, and the way social media is, and the way we're marketed to 24/7, I feel like I have to be perfect sometimes until someone reminds me. It's like, no one cares about what I'm doing today. No one cares. They're so focused on themselves today.
Yep.
They're, you know,
projecting the dream is living the dream. That's all they got to do.
Exactly.
that's true.
So yeah, make all the mistakes you want right now while we're live.
As long as you're willing to take feedback. As long as you're willing to take feedback.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
But always take feedback, and also, like, I mean, learn who to take feedback from too. Like, that was a lesson I learned. But like, one of the best compliments I got was and I was talking to a guy who was like in a doctorate program. Okay, so like, when he read some of my writing back, we both worked at this bar together, and we would party together, and he found out, and he read some of my stuff, and he liked it, and he gave me feedback, and he was a super smart dude, and I was like, oh yeah, thanks, man. And he was like, you know, I know you're a good writer. And I was like, how? And he was like, you didn't bat an eye at like the comments, and that I didn't absolutely praise your stuff, and you listened, and you were like, oh yeah, like, I could do that. That sounds right. And he was like, that's how you win this game, dude. You don't like, and so like, that kind of made me feel good. But again, right, that's nothing's perfect. If you think you're like, we all should be kind to ourselves, and we should think that what we do is worthwhile, but like, you should never think that you're like beyond or above critique. Again, though, learn who to take critique from. That's a big lesson. But yeah,
that's a lesson I'm still learning.
You know, for me, like, I came from music and stuff, so for me, collaboration is key. To have a nice, well-rounded piece of art means that a lot of people put into it. A lot of people kind of balance out your overabundance of idea, I guess you can kind of say, but like, just kind of balance out to where like things that you wouldn't notice kind of can connect with somebody else. It's good to have somebody else input on it, and that's where I love working with editors. I love having an artist come up with panel breaks. I love these kind of things. They're like, just sort of shape a comic book is more collaboration than anything, than just my vision, or, you know, just the one writer. It's always weird to have somebody say that. Yeah.
You're the kind of guy that people want to work with because you want to collaborate. You might have the idea, you might have the script, but it sounds like I'm gonna work with this.
Always places to grow. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I like your talent. I want to help. I want you to bring something to the to the table, right? I want to
Having an eye for that is definitely something that takes a lot, a lot to go through. Yeah.
The first comic script I wrote, Travis Gibb gave me 2 pages in one of his anthologies, and I wrote the shit out of these 2 pages, and I was very detailed and I was very explicit in my like panel descriptions and stuff, and it was also it was very hard, like 2 page like store like because you have 2 pages. I kept thinking of like, all right, like we'll start here and this is where the intro will happen. It's like, no, you have 2 pages. There's no time for an intro. You have the moment. You dive right into the moment and you make the moment happen. And but it was I wrote, you know, I was very descriptive, and I was like, you know, I want this to kind of look like this. And at the end of it, I said note to the artist, if you can make anything look cooler, please do so. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh man,
like the guy who drew it, like him and Travis both really liked the script, and it came out really cool. But I mean, yeah, because I would never, you know, like if an artist saw the story and was like, hey, because they see things differently. They think differently.
Absolutely.
They think in
They're storytellers
and motion, and
Yeah.
like, so yeah, if they can be like, hey, I think we can express this differently. Like, you should always.
No, I put that in like a cover letter, almost opener. That's just like, hey, we're working together. This is kind of what I feel my themes are. So we're working forward. Anything lays out like that right there. But in all cases, you are the one kind of directing this. You're the film director. You know, you're going to be the photographer. So you're going to shoot all these panels. You're going to arrange your cast how you want. You're going to cast who you want. It's all up to them. At the end of it, you're just kind of the writer, and hopefully we all cross together and get the same idea on paper. If not, you know, most times they come with something better just because it's visually entertaining. And they're the ones working in a visual medium, trying to write for it as best I can. Does not always work that way. Does not fly. Me trying to describe stuff goes in still back and forth. I'm just like, what? It's like, well, you know, when the panel has the movement of the one character, but it's like broken up into like shadow, and you got to explain things. And the more that they have a shorthand with you, the more you've been working with them, the better off always you are. And just having that kind of relationship up front of like, hey, I'm still open to all your ideas. They're always way more to be like, here, in my layouts, I'm going to do this, rather than just spring it on you in the last one of like, oh, I thought this was better. That also kind of ego trip is a bad move. But sometimes, who knows? There used to be those kind of artists that do that.
There's ways. Lori, you know what? Shout out to Lori Foster of Laguna Studios, because like we were talking the other day, and I told her, I was like, I'm always scared of like. I try and be real polite, but even other bosses have told as I'm good on a mic, I'm good on a phone call, I'm good on client meetings and stuff, but for some reason in emails I'm kind of curt, and I can kind of come off as a prick sometimes. And it's usually because I'm just trying to get these fucking emails out, right? And I'm just like,
direct.
This is what needs to happen. Let's make it happen.
I've been told that a lot of work just because I've been direct with people. It's like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to come down on your day of just like, oh, I hate that you come talk to me. It's like, no, this is exactly what you need to do. Go do it. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah.
And you're probably trying to be brief to save people time, right?
Exactly.
Everybody time.
Read a long ass email, right? But Lori gave me a really good tip, and she was like, "Look, if something's not working, and you're kind of worried about it, you know, and you're like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody mad, especially someone like me, right? Who's like, I get hired for these other campaigns, right? So it's like I care and I'm into it, obviously, but it's not my baby, right? I'm like in the delivery room, but it ain't mine. And so but she told me, she was like, compliment them, give them a nice big compliment about something, and then be like, hey, you know, even though like I'm loving this and this is great and the art is so cool, but I don't think this is going to work. And like, we should think about something else. And then also what I learned from another boss was like, don't just present things that aren't working. Like, have an idea of a solution, at least. Don't just be like, hey, this is effed. And then
I learned exactly that in a feedback writing group. It's just like, start with something that you liked, go into what's not working, and don't go into what's not working just because it doesn't work. Go into something that's not working and you kind of see an answer for. You can say, hey, why don't you try, or why don't you think about it a different way like this? Or at least you're trying to suggest a way to improve it rather than just like shit on it. Get out of my face. Get out of here. You know, nah, people don't need that. I'm sure editing, you know exactly that feeling. It's just like, I'm not trying to rain on your parade here. I'm not trying to tell you everything you're coming at me with shit, but this page right here, not up to snuff.
I'm not
It's all
trying to tell you
collaboration,
your
like you
story's
said
dog
earlier. It's
shit.
like we're
Yeah.
all on the same team. So
Yeah.
it's
We
I
all
can't-
Like,
wanna succeed.
I
We
paid
all
an
want
editor
these
out of pocket
Kickstarters to win.
because I learned Shelley Bond. Shelley Bond worked with
Oh, yeah.
Vertigo in the later days.
Absolutely.
She came out with a book that was comic editing, and that's where I first learned it. I took her class, Comic Book Editing 101, and it was amazing. So the friend that I made there is now my editor and
Nice.
letterer. So Aubry Jepson is still carrying on that title, and we say Viva Comic Books as much as possible. But Shelley Bond is a huge inspiration of just make stuff, and then have somebody else help you make it better. And no matter who you try to talk to, as long as you're enjoying it, as long as you're still making fun stuff, you're making comic books. You're a comic book creator, and you're having fun. Do it.
I
So,
think the fun part is overlooked too much anymore.
Dude.
a
And
lot
it's
of people want the market. A lot of people want to make a movie, and it's like, nah. Let's make comic books. Let's make them fun. Let's do. I read Chip and Dale. I read Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck
Yep.
comic books that were just bizarrely bonkers and funny. And the Disney reports used to be just like the digest size little
Oh,
Disney
absolutely.
cartoons. That thing was amazing. I used to love those comic books that were in there. Stuff like that. I tried to start my first comic, A Flag to Fly, Blaine Lloyd. It was kind of YA aimed, and it was just trying to grow up with kids that would be interested in animation, comic books, and all the rest of it. It's like, let's start young, let's go together, because that's how I grew up, like trying to follow my creators and stuff that were my age those times.
Yeah.
At least to follow them, how they grow, but also to grow or feel like the media was growing with me.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing to feel like that. It's hard to do, but you have stuff like Avatar, Last Airbender, that felt like it started somewhere and then grew into something else. Bone by Jeff Smith got me really hooked, where it starts on these little white blob, almost Disney characters, but then goes deep fantasy, dark fantasy. And that is an amazing book. I love that book. And stuff like that. It's just like, it made me feel like I needed to read above my head to get it. And I love taking kids to that. I'm like, oh yeah, no, this starts fun and entertaining, but hey, let's go. I'll show you some other stuff. It's like,
None of
I
those-
agree. You got to get
none
them
of
when
those-
they're young.
Yeah, none of those, like, nobody could plan to have what's going to happen 30 years. Like Smith didn't
No.
plan,
no.
He might have
just
had
kept-
an idea of how many issues he wanted to do, but he didn't think it was going to be as big as it. So I earlier you showed Chris that that green pamphlet. You look like you just
My
either
little
you
zine.
did or someone
Yeah.
printed that off at Kinko's or on their home printers. Like,
I have a home printer. I literally threw it together with graphics. CSP is my nice little bloodline. But yeah, still, it's the art actually done by I sign off on this wholeheartedly now. So AI has taken over so many different avenues of trying to find artists, and just the weird bots that pop up and try to pitch you up like, oh, I'm an artist. But you see the same layout for 5 different people that hit you up in the same comment section in the same way. And it's just overloading, and it's all in just, they're scanning the comments or the first text graphic, and they're just shooting off of that. They found, looking for an artist, shoot a text to them to go to that. Now I pull out a full text in a picture. So in a JPEG, it has all the text in it of, hey, I'm looking for this artist that's interested in this kind of things and these kind of projects that have come before. And I did that for 2 projects now, and it's resulted in some of the greatest artists I've ever worked with, like just wholeheartedly, because there's no comments to scan. There's no way for the digital footprint to get over to what I'm looking for, that it's only human eyes that see them. And when they come and talk to me of like, oh, here's my portfolio and here's what I'm doing, it's really easy to go through like 3 or 4 of them and be like, that is better than I could ever have imagined what I thought my comic book would look like. And that pulls out people. That's just beautiful. But in that, like, I put that in the zine of knowing that like the collaboration is key in comic books. I love having the idea to say like, oh, my artist is David Romero. He lives out in Chicago or in the Chicago area. And then my letterer is Aubry Jepson, living out in Utah. And it's just scattered, but all still together. And still making something little by little, more and more. These are just nice little teases, the zines. And it's just because I grew up with that kind of mentality of, hey, put something out there, make people interested in it, and then they'll keep growing with you. And the more you have people wanting stuff, of course, the more you can make, the more you can do things, and still more and more. I'm just trying to fill a table at a Comic-Con. I'm trying to put stuff out there that I believe in and think are entertaining. But really, it would be nice to have it supported by a fool, just me going out every weekend to a Comic-Con and be like, this is awesome.
Well, I wish more aspiring writers were doing that. I mean, I'm sure, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're out there. But I meet a lot of writers specifically who are like, I have this idea for a 70 issue book. And I'm like, well, have you done anything before? Well, I've never even written a script. It's like, okay, slow down. Go right in. I mean, Blake just said he had a hard time writing 2 pages. 2 pages is hella hard, man.
Dude.
Go do that. Work with an artist, see what it's like. Go print a zine. Everybody's looking at like comparing themselves who have never done anything. Oh, look at this Kickstarter. It made 20 grand. That's what I want. It's like, okay, your role. Let's see if you even like making comics, because it's really hard. So,
dude, I've worked a lot of campaigns. So like this year I worked some 6-figure campaigns, right? Or not some, sorry. I worked a 6-figure campaign. I've now, I can say some for, I broke 50 on Kickstarter. Not me, like clients I've worked with and for have broke 50 on, which is rad, right? But you know, like I've worked so many campaigns where we like struggled to hit 1,500. I've worked campaigns recently where we were like, where 7 seemed like it wasn't going to happen, you know? And it's just like, you never really know what's going to be big and what's going to be not. And that's why I like how Chris is talking about the zine, because like and Tommy mentioned it too, there's something pure about this, right? Where everything's digital now, and it is, and now it's too digital. Now we're fighting with AI, right? And what's real and what's not. And a zine that you printed at home is about as real as it can get. Now, at one of my old jobs, when I was going to get to go to STCC, we were going to guerrilla market the shit out of it, and we were all going to have zines and hand out zines that showed like samples of the stuff we were doing at the studio. Zines are powerful, all right? And a zine that looks good, or it doesn't even have to look that great. A zine that like compels you and entertains you means a lot. Like if you can move someone in any kind of direction, disturb them, make them laugh, make their heart do something. They
were the underground newspaper. Like Rolling Stone started off technically as a zine. You know, if you really look at it, it was just kind of a bunch of nerds came together to talk about rock and roll. Had a little bit to do with news. Throw that in there too, and bam, you got a nice publication. And from that, their photographers took off. From that, their writers grew. You know, it has to start somewhere.
Is that how Solis Sequentials started? Was that like did you intro that with zine culture, or because you do a webcomic too, right?
No, actually, I was just kidding. Sorry, no, but no, it did come from that mentality of just I have ideas, and as much as I want them to be sharpened and better, I definitely didn't like the idea of having somebody else or having to rely on somebody else to put it into market. So I would rather print 50 of them, which like you guys talk about 1,500 and stuff. I was happy to get 300 on my first book, but that got me 100 issues that I'm able to go sell and talk about people. And that's the whole thing, is like going to talk to the community. People will understand where your kind of passion lies, your connection to that book. That spends a lot more than just me in the video talking about how this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And it's going to blow your mind. I don't know. There's so many things that do that. There's so many things out there that already blew my mind. That like, I know my stuff's good. I can't tell you that it's the top. It's the bee's knees and will blow your mind every time you read it. But I think you'll enjoy it. I think that you'll find something new in it.
Tell us how Bendición is going to blow our goddamn minds, Chris, because it is. It's going to blow our goddamn minds, baby. Hit us with the pitch. Let us know it. This is like a cryptid, kind of mythological creep fest. I'm very
definitely. It is a monster of the week kind of start, but it dives into a lot of the Mexican and American. Indigenous American folklore. So I'm trying to work in, you know, like Jabberwockies, and also like Chupacabras is our first issue, and it drives into that because I'm a mixed baby. I'm half Mexican. My dad came over the border, but you know, it's another way that I also can learn the language. Is really why the story grabbed onto me, is because I'm a Notable kid. I'm half Mexican. I have Solis as the last name, but I've never learned the language. So this book, I have the main character, Myra. She's learning Spanish 4 spells as she goes. So technically we're both learning Spanish together. And we're trying to make that something really exciting in the book, of trying to translate her broken Spanish on top of translating it into regular Spanish. So it's going to be a whole build of that. But essentially, it is Buffy the Vampire Slayer with a Latina lead and family, and taking on each monster as they come and seeing what's kind of driving those, what could possibly be bringing them into her world all at the same time. And it goes pretty deep. And it actually started as just a small little story called Sobe Kiriyata. It's like a book cover in English, but it was in Scott Snyder Presents Tales from the Cloakroom Volume 2.
Nice.
Probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was kind of these characters' kids. And I have that up on my website right now at solissequentials.com. And you can read that beginning, and it kind of gives you the idea of where we're going with this and how that'll grow. Kind of gets a lot darker, gets a lot more.
This art is terrifying.
Intense.
You said
That art is
David
fantastic.
Romero. Yeah.
David Romero, again, this is like, I could never dream that this would look so good. Yes, I love it. So smoky.
Just like,
So, yeah.
That's a tone for sure.
yeah.
That's-
a mean ass.
He captured it with just a lot of his concepts that are like, I can't believe I'm working together with you right now. I try not to give him a big head and say that out loud, but I'm sure he's heard it right now.
Yeah, you got
But,
it.
you know, he's like, dude, I
He's
praise him all the time. I'm just like, yeah, that thing's amazing. And he's come back with different monsters, different things on his own. He's done the covers for both, did an A and B, where Myra has face paint in one, which essentially is her using magic as the sugar skull kind of face paint.
Okay.
And then when she's kind of just walking around regularly, she doesn't have that light up. We're going to try to balance that all out between a black and white comic book with magical colors. So anything magic feeling will be in color,
Ooh.
while all the background will be just David's art, black and white.
I like that. By the way, Tommy says
Wow,
that
nice.
barn wants to eat his soul. Yeah, what was the Jeff Lemire book? The Red Door? Is that or whatever? No, that's a bar.
Gideon Falls.
Yeah,
Gideon
like
Falls,
the
absolutely.
barn and the field, like
I just read that last year, and that was beautiful. Yeah, it's kind of that same vibe for sure. But no, it doesn't follow that same
yeah,
multi-dimensional feel.
that book got weird, but no,
It got great.
But it reminded me of like the barn in the middle of nowhere, and it like,
Definitely.
there's a lot of horror stories start that way. They're like a stairway appearing out of nowhere, or like
Yeah.
House of Leaves. Like the house was bigger on the inside than it was on the outside, and these like secret passageways would open up, and like
Yep.
just there's something very human there, because we keep telling these stories, these like weird stories of space and impossibility. It's do you,
That's
James,
it. Like we
what's
think
your-
that we
what's your
perceive
editing?
things.
What's your editing for stuff like that? Like, how do you people get too weird? How do you not that you guys are being too weird, Chris, but like how if people
weird
get
enough.
too out there and you're like guys, what are we doing anymore? Like how do you?
I think
you ever
as
have to
far
reel
as there's
people in?
breadcrumbs, as far as you're guiding the reader to your weirdness, you mentioned God, what you just mentioned that book. I want to say House of Leaves. Is that what you just was?
Mhm.
Was that the one with that you some of the pages you have to turn sideways to read the text?
Yeah, it can't be.
That was a
released on
trip.
anything
That was an
digital.
absolute trip.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
I'm digging what you're saying, Chris. I mean, the more you talk, the more I'm like, okay, I got to follow this dude because
We can always work together more. Just don't worry. Like I'm
this
out here trying to bump stuff out. And I love editing. I love
the
editors. So
the story that you're pitching, the art looks like the tone is setting that specific tone, the vibe of it all. I mean, I'm in for sure.
It
I mean,
kinda
it's funny. I know
reminds
that you just have that preview page, but in my head, I'm like, oh man, can't he show 6 pages?
me, right.
oh, this is actually just
It's his pre-launch page, so they're
yeah, this is my pre-launch page. Actually, I do have 3-page preview that will show you some a lot crazier things when it launches.
Gotcha.
August
I'm looking
17th.
forward to it.
August 17th is going to be our launch date for that campaign, and it'll have 3 preview pages that I think capture exactly what you want to see. It's going to show you. It's going to be good.
Nice.
Some good comics launching next week on Kickstarter, folks.
Hey man, I saw. Yeah, we'll be right there.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, because that art. How'd you meet him? How'd you connect with the?
Again, that trying to avoid AI concept. Put out. I did it on Blue Sky and I did it on
I
Threads.
love that. By trying to not use AI, I stumbled across an artist that's making the most terrifying shit out there. And we're
It
writing
really
a horror
is that.
story
It's beautiful. I love the aspect of like meeting people, but he can't. liked the idea that I put forward, which was exactly a young high schooler going through those kind of trials and tribulations while dealing with the supernatural and highlighting the Mexican, Latin, Native American kind of folklore in the storytelling. And Matt spoke to him. I love it too.
I think it's needed.
It gives me an excuse to explore it, and it is deep and dark, and there's a lot of great things and a lot of Mexican folklore. But putting that up, David Romero got to me on Blue Sky. I think it's the only social platform you can find him on. But he's amazing, and a lot of stuff he just opened up and showed me automatically were just like, yes, dripping, weird, gross things. Let's see what else you can do with shadows. And it was all this kind of like on dark paper, almost like he used a white pencil to bring stuff out rather than trying to draw things in pencil and fill it in with black. And that blew me away. I love that so much because I love the idea of like drawings coming out of darkness. And that's a huge thing that he brings to this. That's just so amazing. But then I started like giving him the scripts and stuff. And there's a little bit of like anime kind of feels. And he does beautiful renditions of face reactions that just made me feel like I'm reading a manga. It's so like, oh my God, this just cuts in enough to where like it doesn't pull you out of the story, but it feels like, oh, they added what I like about this from another story. And David works that. So it'd be like his little fun experiments. And I bless him every step.
I do wish that's one thing I have a lot of wishes and wants and stuff, but with indie comics, I want to see more expressions, I think. And it sounds like your artist hit them hard. So
it's really good. Yeah. I definitely know the back and forth happens a lot in indie comics where you get a stagnant kind of talking heads. I try to avoid that as much as possible and try to give, suggestions for my panels. But David does his own, and he's laid out entire pages completely different than I did, but worked all the bubbles into where I need them. And I've not looked back. He's been a great collaborator. Happy to have him.
It sounds like you guys are a great team. That's awesome. I love those stories too, right? It's like you hear some of those stories where there's the writer's an asshole or the artist.
Yeah.
They just don't mesh right. So when I hear something like this is the way comics are supposed to come. As far as I'm concerned, it's supposed to come.
I love that because it's either that or it's they grew up in high school together and they knew each other all along and they've loved each other, but actually they're just kind of like trying to hide their own secrets with each other. Still, like Eastman comes out to mind of like, yeah, of course you guys didn't like each other at the end, but you guys loved each other in the beginning. And that's the important part.
Right?
They are. And God bless them.
Again? Yeah.
Yeah. They're so
real quick, guys, I forgot. We have to. I'm supposed to play this mid-roll, but I didn't. We have to take a 1-minute timeout to play an ad that I forgot to play.
Good job.
There's the benefits of being on the
broadcasting.
We get the extra viewers, but we have to announce some stuff. So real quick, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back to talk about more horror comics because James Powell, not only is he an editor, he's also a creator. And I love horror. James loves horror. Chris loves horror. So I feel like we got to talk about what makes good spooks. And we'll do that in just a moment. Well, that looks cool. So yeah, pre-ordering comics is really important and really awesome. akin to signing up for pre-launch pages on Kickstarter, which you can sign up for Chris Solis's page right now. But then, in a sense, that's kind of like pre-ordering a pre-order. But it is, I mean, it's sort of like pre-ordering a Kickstarter campaign. You could think of it like that.
It helps us know where we need. Yeah.
Yeah. And it helps. It really helps on launch. If you can, you get a lot of people together. The emails go out when you sign up for it. And then it's really a good deal. John liked the trailer. Good to see my buddy Andy B in the chat saying maybe interpersonal drama makes better comics. Yeah, I would read a Fleetwood Mac comic. What is that? There's that company that only does music books. That they get.
I got the Bowie one. I forget what the name.
They get the creator, the music people to work with comic book people. Like Bad Omens did one. A lot of other people. Weird Al, they did a Weird Al one not long ago.
Oh.
Also, my buddy Andy B has a really cool YouTube channel. You should check him out. He's talks about getting older and gaming. And he really hit me with something because I always feel bad that I don't ever beat games because I'm like, I have the mindset of a bird. I get really into something for about and I'll spend a lot of time with it, right? Like I'll spend too much time with it, like maybe 30 hours in a weekend. Don't judge me. But I'll stay up all night and it's like, whoa. And then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's just you run out. Like someone told me this is going to happen to me with hot dogs soon. It's like one day I'm going to eat a hot dog and be like, I don't like these anymore. But I feel guilty about that sometimes because also games are expensive, right? And so it's I'm like, man, am I a bad gamer because I don't ever beat games? And Andy's like, no, dude, you're older. We got shit to do. We can't always beat the games anymore. Can't always get, it's not the 90s, all right? We can't get a 12-pack of Surge and just hammer through it,
I'm telling people it's because we grew up in a time where video games weren't actually beatable. You played Tetris until you failed. You played Mario until you failed. These are games that were really tested you and pushed you all the way. Playing Ninja Turtles 1 on NES could drive any person mad. But we still tried time and time again. And now it's kind of like I have 600 hours or so on Breath of the Wild. So, I still have not collected every Kokoro, but I've restarted that game and enjoyed the fuck out of it just because it's great.
James, as you mentioned, you're not a gamer. What's something you do to blow off steam? That's because it's we love comics. You got to love comics to be in it, right? But if I get my ass kicked all day by comics, I don't walk away from the desk and be like, let's read some comics. It's like, what do you do that's outside of? Because shit, you edit novels too, so you can't even read regular books.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where. So I like to read, which I read for a living and then I go take a break and read. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell am I doing reading still? But my son's 16. He's an avid mountain biker. He likes to downhill mountain bike. And this year I decided that he was going to teach me. So I was just up there yesterday and today and it kicks my ass. I don't know if you guys know anything about downhill mountain biking, but it is. As a 50-year-old dude, forget about it. It is exhausting and it's fine, but it's the most fun I've ever had.
That's awesome.
I thought it sounded uphill mountain biking sounds terrible, but
downhill
biking sounds like something I could do.
It'd be a fine day if you're just on a road, but dodging trees, I know.
Dodging trees and curves.
Yeah,
and,
no.
And you like the videos I've seen on TikTok, and they're going super fast, and it looks really scary and almost makes you sick, watching the GoPro footage.
That's it, but not
Wow.
that's not what I do. By any means, I ride the brake. And hope I don't die.
Oh, that's
But,
cool.
Just as exciting.
So you're getting out and touching grass. The rumors are
Or
true.
dirt,
It does
yeah.
work, I
It's,
guess.
I used to play video games, but it's funny because my son, he showed me how real good players play video games, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Because it took me weeks and weeks to finish Dead Space way back in the day.
Yeah.
And I played that game with him again just so he could see what it was like with that older graphics. This was before they remade it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was laughing at me because I was so bad at it. And I'm like, it's level 1 and I'm dying.
Yeah, that's funny. There's I don't know how old they are. There's a younger person at work and they do a lot of social media stuff. And the other day they were like, why does it take you so long to make graphics? And I was like, whoa, bro, like, what the? And he's like, and then they were like, why are you using Photoshop? Why aren't you using like Illustrator? And I was like, because I barely know how to use any of it. I sort of am figuring out. I'm like, I'm sorry, shit's not. But I was just like, I felt like I really felt like an old man. I was like, this little whippersnapper is trying to get me a talking to. Like,
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because it's probably some new tool that like you essentially just think it and it happens. And I'm not
Right.
talking AI. I'm sure there's real tools that
how come you don't
artists
stick
use.
this needle in the back of your head and just think your graphics, Blake? Like,
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah, this is why all the old dudes have all those upper management kind of positions, is because you don't actually have to know anything. You can just kind of tell people who do what to do, and it's working out great. And that's where I do like all of my independent stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm the writer, I got to know exactly what I'm doing, but then I pay an editor to make sure my grammar is good. I pay an illustrator to make sure all the pictures are actually transforming into beautiful things before what my words can't do. All types of stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm just kind of outsourcing, but at the same time, it looks great because I'm actually trusting these people. If you can't trust those people, now you got problems.
Oh yeah, yeah. Having a team you can rely on is a big deal. James, I mean, obviously you're not gonna like throw anybody under the bus, but like, are there? Because like I've taken jobs where I'm like, get me out of here. You know, like I'm like, this isn't like it's crazy over. You know, like these people. It's just like some people like don't handle things well, right? But you already took their money. Like,
it's funny. I think I know where you're going. Everybody has a good idea.
Yeah.
Everybody has good plot points. You know, at least a few of them mixed in. It's just not coming together, honestly. And that's my job, is to help them figure out how to bring their story to life. And one of the things I love about it, though, is that I can help people see that. I don't necessarily point out, you know, earlier you did the, it's not called the critique sandwich, but you say something nice.
No,
Yeah.
Plug in what you really want to talk about and then say something nice again. You can kind of sugarcoat that. But like Chris was saying earlier, as long as, and I think Blake, you said this too, actually, as long as you're working with someone who's open and they see you as a collaborator, they see you as, to some degree, I work for the story, not the writer. My job is to help make that story come to life and get the most out of it. But the writer's working for the story too, in a way, and so is the artist. So it's almost like our relationship.
You really hope it's not just ego, but yeah,
exactly. And that's my goal, is to help the writer get the best story that they can. I think so.
Nice.
it's important.
Have you ever come across a story that couldn't be saved? And if so,
Probably. So I'm a big fan. I say that anyone can write a good story, make a good comic. Everybody's just in different phases of creativity or in talent or in skill level, I think. I'm working with someone right now she's 13. I'm editing her novel. Her mom came to me and said, my daughter's really talented and I want her to work with a pro. And it's just there's some of her sentences are just blowing me away. And some of her plot points are great. And I forget what the question was, but I'm seeing myself almost as a teacher / guide for her, as opposed to an editor for a story.
Nice.
But sometimes I work with comic writers who are the same way. It's like, I have this brilliant idea.
They're
and
all
I see
like little
it.
children. Yes. That was a joke. I love all of you.
Save that clip. Save that
Can we
clip.
clip
That's
that?
the one.
Can we clip that? Cancel me for next week. All right.
But I think every story can be salvaged, I think is the word you used. It's just getting, everybody what do they say? Trying to get 1% better every day, or whatever that silly meme was for a while. And that's what I want. I want everybody to just get a little bit better all the time when they work with me, I think. So.
Oh yeah.
Silly meme. I saw that with Vegeta on it, and that is the most inspiring thing I've ever known. So,
I know, like that's
yes.
That was a really good. I want to hire
1% better every day,
James, but I would hire you for something. No,
well, okay. So if you can hype me up every morning with your little intro.
Right.
Maybe we can work out a bargain.
All right,
You know,
cut a deal.
Yeah.
I'll do
Barter
the
systems
audio.
work, buddy.
Yeah, I mentioned obviously like Chris has showed us a glimpse of the terrifying project that he's launching next week. But like James, you've done House of Fear and you did like some really cool horror shorts. You've done it. You had it published from the Big Two, and you also did some stuff on Kickstarter. What is like? I feel like horror. I guess this is more horror cinema. But I mean, just general like. We're kind of overrun with horror now, right? And it's sometimes good, and it's sometimes like you have to like try too hard, or you have to be real different, and then sometimes you're too different, and people are like, "What the hell is the back rooms?" You know, and it's or like, you know, and it's or even Obsession. Like a lot of people like Obsession, but if you really sit down and think about it, like was Obsession really a horror movie, or was it something else? You know. And anyway, what is something you all are seeing in modern horror that you wish you could like grab it by the shoulders and shake it out of them? Because you both know how to tell good horror stories.
Huh.
are you going to take this one?
Yeah, I'll at least start it. But it really comes down to like, I don't know, I was like watching all the 70s horror movies. It's about weeding through stuff that you just, you know, gore and bloodiness and stupid ideas. A lot of it's pornographic. A lot of it's just kind of for shock value. But, you know, true horror hits you in like almost a mythological way, kind of like it rings past like something deeper than you know, but it's also kind of so simplistic in its thought. Like what was the one recently about it? Like it follows you and it smiles. I think it's just it smiles.
Just smile.
Yeah, I think it is a smile. And that thing, that like creepy as hell. Like you know those people that are just smiling at you, trying to think of something to say to you, but it's like that's just a creepy smile. And then if that follows you around.
If people smile too big, it's scary now. You know, like
if there's something about the intent in it, you can see.
Happy, like that's scary.
You know, there's a line, and like you can see like genuinely happy people and genuinely excited things. That's fine, but just straight ready to kidnap you and drag you into a corner somewhere, smile. Like you see it. You see that kind of. Oh, the Portlandia. They did the top and the bottom were for the mayor, and it was like the top is the. Oh no, it was How I Met Your Mother, where they had the captain, and it was basically like you look at the top and it's a serial killer, but if you look at the bottom, he's smiling, and you're so happy to see him. And back and forth, the same guy, same dude, but you get that same kind of aspect in one picture, and it's creepy as hell. And a lot of that's kind of the same thing of like just the inclination and how you set up kind of characters to respond to the terror is a lot of it, and how you kind of get people to connect to those characters is a lot, because everybody wants to think that they'll respond to things differently or they'll be the brave one to do stuff. But if you show them a character that they actually connect with, respond in a negative way, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I would. Oh shit. What the? No, now I'm going in too deep. This is bad. And stuff like that. Like that's kind of the progression that you want. You want that little bit of panic of like they think they know the characters because they see themselves in it. But when it goes completely sideways in an understandable way, it shocks the hell out of them. And I love that.
Crazy.
I think you absolutely nailed it. I think the trappings of horror, the blood, the gore in the 70s, it was the extra nudity,
everywhere,
otherworldliness, whatever.
Dressing on the case.
That's all. Yeah, that's all the dressing. It's really the character, and I think we're all more similar than we're different. So I can, even though like I've never had a wish and forced a girl to like me, like an obsession.
Right?
I can at least relate enough to know what it's like to be lonely / want a girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a small step to be into that guy's mindset, right? And then everything starts to happen, and it's just grounded characters and stuff that's it's
really great that that's grounded in both sides though, because if you've ever had like an overzealous relationship where just the other person feels like they love you more, like that whole aspect came out of just Absolutely. Like, oh my god, I know that I've been that person, but I've also felt that from other people, and it's like that kind of couldn't be that scary. Oh shit, it's gotten terrifying. And I don't know, I think it's a horror film just for the brick on the driver wheel. I don't want to give anything away there, but oh my god, like that was just like that's a horror film.
I was not ready.
That's gold. That was. You saw her inching towards it every time. I'm like, oh no, I can only imagine.
And it kept going.
There's bloopers
Yeah,
of that scene.
it just kept going.
They kept when she runs up, like they tripped up and all start laughing in the car. And I mean, like, of a blooper you would never expect, right? If that's like, if you've seen the movie and like didn't see that, and they're all just laughing. It's just like, wow. And you forget, like, real good movies, real good stories. Let's say that. Real good stories, they bring you in, and of course they're stories, and you know they're fiction. But for just a moment, you know what I'm reading right now? I'm reading The Fall of Reach, a Halo novel, because I'm really into.
Nice.
Like for some reason I'm really into, my ADHD is really into Halo right now, and it makes me comfy. And in a week I'll find something else shiny to get fixated on. But right now it's Halo. But I haven't read anything. I've been in a reading slump, and this novel is like kind of getting me out of it. But like, I know it's fake, but there's some amazing like battle scenes where they're like not like on planet battle, but like with the big warships and stuff, and they're like going in and out of orbit and shooting like nukes like across the solar system. And it's like, sometimes you feel like you're on those decks, right? And you're like looking in through those viewfinders, and like when your day sucks, when a day's heavy, or like last night I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning, like building a Kickstarter page, right? Not ideal. I don't like to work till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not in grad school anymore. I shouldn't have to stay up and do stuff like that late. But there's always late night shit with Kickstarter. Anyway, it's just, you forget sometimes that like you can be moved like that. And yeah, like I love like good characters and good moments with those characters. And whether it's funny, whether it's romantic, whether it's heavy emotionally, or whether it's terrifying, if you're into those characters, you're going to be into those scenes. You're going to worry about them. You're going to get roped into the tension. And once you get roped into the tension, you're turning pages. And once you're turning pages, your narrative is somewhat a success till they get to the end, right? Stuff has to happen by the time they get to the end. But if they're turning pages, that's kind of what all we can ask for. I am confused by Tommy says, when the world's dark horror gets really popular, I agree. Also, Andy has come up with James, you may be interested in this. All right. You can keep me on retainer I will hype you up 5 times a month, or you can upgrade to the Super Blake package for 8 times hyped a month. I will also Skype into a wedding, blind date, or let's do it. I will be there. I'll be there for the snips, the whips, and the clips. All right.
Blake sold himself on it. Yeah. This is great.
I will do anything for money. I lost my shame long ago.
Like that kind of takes me to the idea that I was just having. It's like, it all is great because we all know people that just kind of come up with stories for fun and stuff like that. But it's always, we have to come to do it for capitalism, which, leftist leaning talking bullshit. The art could be a lot better if we could just create it and live our lives. Have AI go work all of our little pawn shop jobs or whatever else that we need filled in to move around carts. It'd be great if we'd all just sit around making art all day. But since we got to pay the bills, we need this to actually do stuff. We got to make it
pay the
best we possibly can. Jesus Christ, they deserve it.
Costs money.
They deserve it. But yeah, you still need that to be able to do things. So you need to make sure that they at least sellable. I mean, that's hard as shit. But you try. You keep coming up with stuff, and eventually you get something that takes off like a meme. And holy crap, at least you can capitalize. You can make some money, and you can support your art. Like Chumbawamba still warms my heart to think of that band is out there creating leftist material off of one popular hit. God bless them. Tub thumping all the way around.
Yeah, if we could all do. Oh my god! Now I'm that song's gonna be stuck in my head for a week now. Thank you.
Hell yes.
I haven't thought about it for a year.
Get knocked down, but I get up again.
Chris, you mentioned. I can't remember if this was before we got on live or not. So, but you mentioned just as an independent creator, you got to have all the hats. And even though you're not very good at making graphics, you might have to make them or marketing.
Well,
but I think
I try to do the best that I possibly can. But yeah, how you guys were talking about flipping back and forth between like a writer and marketing. Like I need to go through all of that. I need to be the writer, the editor, and the marketer without trying to like let that bleed into any of them. Have it enforced like, oh, you're writing something to be marketed. You're editing this to make sure it's more marketable. I hate that kind of aspect. Like I just want to make it the best product I can, and then go make things. I just jumped into your question. I'm sure you were about to say something else, Jim. I'm sorry.
And I've lost it, but I think that's along where I was going. It's just
wearing all those hats, having to like feel like I actually need to turn off another one is a big thing. But I definitely try to, because it's kind of weird to be, oh, I'm making this to make sure that it launches me out. But at the same time, like I was like, my first comic book was the YA, so I could try to grow with my audience. That kind of a thought was like, it's fun. It's definitely great to think of that thing, but like, I don't want to just think of marketing as like, this is my main reason for starting this. Like, it was actually a great starting story. It was actually a great way to break into things. I found an artist who was very cartoonish while also being a little dark. So I wrote that line of YA of like, this is funny. This is really cute, but it's also kind of dark. It was basically Game of Thrones for kids. Flag to Fly. And I'm still trying to create
Game
that.
of Thrones for kids.
Yeah, it's
Game
a real
of Thrones
fun.
Screams kids.
You know, just without any of the pedophilia or weird family stuff, it goes straight into politics, and everybody loves that kind of stuff. It's good. It's good.
But Mary Buffa with Attic Door Media mentions that so many hat story. There is, like no one really talks about that, you know, because it's a great time to be a comic book creator, right? And if you got a little bit of money, you don't have to have a publisher, right? You don't have to in comics, you don't have to have a literary.
It really depends on where your focus is, because honestly, once you start doing everything, you realize how much goes into making a comic.
Exactly. Yeah. But when
it's not just coming up with the story and drawing it. It is also coming with the graphic design, the cover art, the marketing, the lettering, the explanations, coming on to do media stuff. You know, it's not everything that you just thought was just gonna be streamlined and beautiful and easy because you wrote a great story. It's now you got to write a great story, then you got to tell people about it, and then you need to talk to that artist to make sure it looks really great. And it's a big process, but it's all worth it. Every time I see a finished story, it's fucking mind blowing. Like always better than I thought in my head to begin with, but close enough that it feels like mine still. Like that's huge. It's huge.
Oh yeah. I know I've kept you guys for a while. James, I meant to ask this. We got sidetracked. Are you ever thinking about coming back to House of Fear? You still have any horror stories you haven't told yet? Is that something you're like, Blake, I don't.
So I have some kind of like drafted and written.
Cool.
I don't know if I would or not, to be honest. I feel like I've kind of grown beyond it. I started writing it for my son. The first issue, he helped write it, came up with the ending, stuff like that. And he's 17. He's almost 17, and I don't think it would be. Maybe I should write the Game of Thrones for teenagers. I don't know.
Well, you know, I was looking for more people on it, but
I do love horror, and I actually have a couple of novellas that I wrote that were based on ideas I had for House of Fear. But to kind of go back to what Chris had said earlier too, is I wrote it and I just published it. I put it on a Kickstarter for like 7 days. It was just both of them were super fast, and they're on Amazon. And I hate to say it, but I don't care about the marketing. I wrote the book. I love them. And that's all I needed. That's who I am, unfortunately.
That's good.
But we're in a consumerist world, and you go there and you go, oh my God, there's 0 reviews. This must be a terrible book. But in reality, it's just I never told anybody about it. This might be the first time I've actually vocally spoken about it, like on camera, even. Wow. As opposed to like
people are gonna go find it.
About it.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people love finding the old hidden treasures. That's great.
Yeah. I just ultimately, if that's what I could do, if I could like write in the morning, edit in the afternoon, and do nothing else as far as no marketing, no social media, no anything, just collaborate and produce and have fun. I mean, that's probably what everybody wants, I guess, now that I say
everybody wants it. Yeah, exactly.
I walk outside and someone threw thousands of dollars at me every day. And
I could have all the projects I wanted. I could write music. I could do all this stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, Blake, make that. That's what you're. Make that happen, okay?
Yeah. As the hype man, I think you can pull this off. I'm pretty sure.
We went from like, can you like leave me excited voicemails to like, can you be a wizard and grant all our wishes?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how client work. That's how it works with clients, right?
all the
I asked for
time.
this, but
You
now
just
I
keep
want
Moderate
saying
this.
yes. You just keep
expectations
saying
can be
yes till you
complete.
get in trouble. Like,
There you go.
You're supposed to know what I want, man. You're supposed
Yeah.
to read between the lines and know what I need and what I want, and it's that.
it always cracks me up because so many, like one of the things I see like with AI all the time, is it's like, well, I don't know. I never learned how to draw. I didn't never learn how to make a flyer. I don't know how to use Canva. It's like, I'm like, I just started paying for Adobe. Like a couple years, like a year ago, almost a year ago, a little over a year ago was when I built my first Kickstarter campaign. Like built all the graphics, programmed it, did it all by myself. It wasn't for anything I did. It was for a client, right? So if I messed up, it was bad. Like, like if you like forget if you leave a tier in that's not supposed to be there and then 18 people order the tier and then you have to fix it later in fulfillment. I did that, right? It was like, oops. And so like, but like I had to learn. I did some social media stuff for people, but like I worked with designers, but my old job, I used to be like, guys, make this. And I would be like, this is the vibe we want, and this is what they need, and we need them in these resolutions, and make it. Here's some assets they sent. I never like, they showed me what was cool. Like I know what looks cool. But like I had to learn all that stuff. I had to learn how to use. I had to learn how to use Canva. I had to learn how to use Photoshop. I had to learn all this, right? And so like, people are like, I don't have time. Like I had to learn all this while I was like, I told people I knew how to do shit. And then had to learn how to do it. And that's how I got a job in comic books. Like, so,
Fake it till you make it. But that's everything. Like, it's just trying to do it and trying to learn it is
it's
just as good as being somebody who's done it for a long time. But also, like, I just expect things to pop off when it's hiring from a client. It's like, no, I had to do all of that on top of writing the book, on top of finding the artists, on top of all these things.
Yeah.
But the more you do it yourself, the more you appreciate people that fill in those roles. And the more God bless everyone in the comic industry that's marketed and published and done things beyond the 10 people that bought my comic that weren't my direct family. So, hey, I love it all. I imagine this book will do a little better, but I'm really excited to see what happens with this one.
Yeah, I feel like if you can get some good shares and people start passing this art around, it's got like it's still up on my laptop screen over here. The barn is still up from sharing the screen.
Thank you.
Like it's like,
but it's like exactly why I'm starting here, Blake. It's like you are one of the nicest fucking hosts of indie creators, and although you get a little excited about stuff, I really appreciate you bringing me on because I'm really hoping to get in front of eyes and hope people take the chance. It's gonna be cool.
You know what's cool though? Like you already know this. But even if you can't admit it on camera, but the art is cool, but so is the storyline. I mean, even before Blake showed the art, I was like, ooh, I'm interested. I forget the character's name, but I was like, ooh, I'm interested in her. And then you showed the art on top of that, and you're like, ooh, okay, that's darker than I had pictured, but now I'm even more interested. So, share more than three. Share more. I'm
not going to give it all away, but I'll show you a lot more stuff if it's just you and me. But no, on the Kickstarter, we're giving 3 preview pages that, on the 17th, I really hope everyone checks it out because it highlights just how great David really brings this book just to life.
For sure.
It's great, for sure.
And you can find that link in the show notes. All the books we've talked about tonight, the stuff I'm working on, James's How to Edit for Yourself book, which is live on Kickstarter for, I think it's got another week. And there's also
7 days. Yeah.
Oh man, shit. I'm off tonight. I forgot to mention you've also got a lot of great tiers. If you've got scripts, if you've got he's got script treatments and stuff to like work with you if you want to.
Yep.
Kind of do like Zoom calls and stuff with him, which I think that's a real smart deal. I know a lot of creators that got a lot of scripts looked at from names on Kickstarter and took those scripts to do way better things. So it's definitely when you find services like that from reputable people, I like take them up, and there's still plenty of those to grab on that Kickstarter right now. Chris's campaign goes live next week. The art's terrifying. I mean, we all got to come back. We should sign up for the pre-launch page right now just so we get notified. So as soon as those new pages get dropped, we can go look. You can find all those links in the description. When you support indie comics, folks, you become a hero. I didn't make the rules, and James's book is basically an indie comic. I know it's not a comic, but it's for
right, it's
comic
close.
book people, and it's going to make better comics and help better
Nice.
comics be put out in the world. What'd your book do? That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. But no, guys, this has been so fun talking to both of you tonight. This is going to be the part where I shut my mouth, and I want each of you to let everybody know, like, links and stuff where we can find you. If you got Substacks, mailing lists, things we could sign up for, web shops, anything, like, let us know all the places to find you, where we can support you. Like I said, the Kickstarter's linked in the description, but I'm sure you guys got other places. Chris, kick us off, man. Let us know where to keep track of you.
Solis Sequentials, all one word, kind of a big word, but still, you can find that pretty much all socials everywhere. But solissequentials.com is the actual website that has some free comics that you can read. It also has the information that's going to be coming out about the Kickstarter, links in the link tree that'll have all the different places to find all the interviews that I'm about to do. But August 17th, bendicioncomics.com is the vanity address. You can definitely go there, and it'll take you straight to Kickstarter. So you can do your pledges there or follow along at least until it gets notified. August 17th, once again.
I'm going to give you a round of applause for having a vanity link, because those are so, especially today, because like all websites hate links except Blue Sky. Have fun getting traction on anything on Blue Sky. I'm sorry. Like, it's hard to get stuff rolling over there, but that's like that. The only place that doesn't like stagger your post reach for putting links. I've heard even links in the comments doesn't work anymore. I've also heard like the link emoji. I heard they caught on to that. I heard basically like any, like in the comments or send a DM. Like, I've heard they're pushing against all that, because what you're doing is providing links for people to leave the platform. Their whole goal is to keep people on the platform, right? Anyways, one of the best ways to combat this is just that. When you're doing shows, when you're out in public, when you're doing anything, you say the Blake's, like, there's a blakesbuzz.com. It goes to a Substack that is currently called Stone Dog Times, which makes no sense. I was going to rebrand and I didn't. We had to change shit. That's cool, but it's just like, it really, really helps. It's not as much money as you think it is. It's something very, very worth considering, especially if you're going to be like on crowdfunding. Richard Fairgay does so many campaigns all year, right? And he does everyone. Kick Richard. Go to Kick Richard. You always know you go to kickrichard.com and it'll take you to his current project. Vanity links are big deals. They are not super expensive, and they will help you combat the algorithm. They will give you something to shout out on a live stream or on a show or whatever, and you'll remember it. You know, it's just a word.com.
As long as it's easy. Yeah. As long as it's easy.
Yeah, you can make it hard. Usually it's not. But no, kudos. Like, I love that. Like, vanity links, memes, zines, these things that we think like we're mailing lists, right? Like these are big deals that like you can combat against the wave of technology that isn't super beneficial to a lot of us right now. Okay, it's just really something to think about. All right, back to me. I know I'm supposed to shut up. Sorry, James. Tell us where to keep track yet.
So now I feel a little bad because I don't have a vanity link.
Oh, so we gotta go, folks. We'll see you next week.
It just goes to black right now. You can find me at jamespowellediting.com. I have a Substack called The Fiction Coach. Basically, it's just tips and tricks on making better stories. And I also talk about I'm a big mindset guy, so I try to help people clear mindsets to overcome some negativity and doubt that we all deal with. I know I've dealt with it, and I get through it with some tricks. But over on Kickstarter, I have a book, self-editing for comic book writers. It's got about 7 days left, and I think it's going to help a lot of people make better comics. I really do.
Hell yeah. We need better
editors.
We need more people making comics.
Make better comics. Yeah.
And better comics. Like, we don't need to be making worse comics. More people making better comics. But no, it's both of you are doing really important things. Helping people make comics, putting culture into comics when so many
Heck yeah.
many people still want to look you straight in the goddamn eyes and say like, I want to go back to the old days when like there weren't any politics in comics and it was just Captain America punching Hitler and X-Men fighting against racism. Like, eat me all day. You're all stupid. Like, we need culture and politics and agency in comics. That makes we want to see ourselves, like we've talked about, these guys talked about it earlier. We want to see ourselves in characters. It makes the stories better. You don't see yourself in weak characters with no spine and no opinions and no politics. They are who we are. They are our identity, and they're going to be in stories. If you don't like that, go tell ChatGTP to write you something shitty. Like, I don't care. Like, just leave me alone.
Well said.
Anyway,
Well said.
Anyway, I think what you guys are doing is great, and I really thank you, Mary. No politics in comics, with the biggest lies people tell. Yes, and but Mad Prophet Tommy, there are other podcasts that love talking indie comics. Yes, as I mentioned, Tuesday. Look, there's 2 great days of the week. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Mondays suck because it's a reset. We don't like them. Tuesdays, it's a little bit better. You get to go home and you get to be aggressive. You get to watch aggressive positivity on Tuesday. And then Wednesday happens and you get to buy new comic books. And you get to come home, bag and boredom, and watch your boy Blake's Buzz scream about shit that he's passionate about and eat hot dogs. 2 best days of the week. You got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? No. You got Tuesday and Wednesday. It's all that matters. Okay? And the other days that the EXP has wonderful programming on, I'm sure. Anyway.
Speaking of
Putting Jimmy Hart to shame.
Hey, I know you're trying to wrap up, but one hot dog thing. Have you had a Sonoran hot dog?
I have not. I forgot what is this? What is this?
Chris, you might have had one. It's Sonora it's a state in Mexico. Mm-hmm. It's a hot dog that originated down there. Hot dog wrapped in bacon, grilled. They have a special bun. They put pinto beans, tomatoes, onions, jalapeno. It's like a Mexican version of the Chicago hot dog, and it is lights out, dude.
It's on a bolillo roll.
Yeah.
It's, what's the
bolillo
Mexican sub sandwich? A torta. It's like a hot dog torta. Oh,
that sounds amazing.
All right.
Like we do have LA hot dogs, which are bacon wrapped hot dogs. They have foot longs and all the rest of that, but never with pinto beans and all the rest of that. I've never had. And it sounds amazing.
I think some places even put like mayo on there and stuff.
Yeah, mayo.
There's the whole thing. It's really big in Arizona. So.
I'm trying this for one of my new favorite hot dogs, because I found out that the Mexican hot dogs are real big. They do like the corn and mayo and stuff, like lots of street corn stuff on the hot dog.
Yep.
And a lot of people are like, "Ooh, mayo on a hot dog."
Nope.
No, all right. So it's pretty good.
It's on now. Here we go.
So anyways, one of my new favorite hot dogs is just like it's a squirt of mayo, or a jizz of mayo if you watch that short on everything. So a quick jizz of mayo, and then crushed up hot Cheetos, crunched up on it. I am telling you, it slaps. It is good.
Coming from the street life of elotes, that is basically chili little powder. Corn rolled into that with mayo, butter, and Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
It'll change your world. I fucking love it. I can only imagine.
Whoa, say that again?
Yep. So an elote.
That worked.
All together. Grilled corn, rolled in butter, then spread with mayo, rolled into Parmesan cheese, then sprinkled with, usually it's like the spread cheese, kind of weird liquid cheese on top of that. And then chili pepper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Growing up with that was the greatest thing.
I'm flying out this week.
Come on. Let's go, buddy. We'll stock up on those for sure.
They do it off the cob, right? So they have an outside street corn deal, and you get like a
little bowl. So
it's like frozen sweet corn. They use margarine, and so that's a big deal. Margarine instead of butter, and like there's a lot of it, and it's like a bunch of margarine, bunch of mayo. They throw hot corn on top of it, and then more margarine, more mayo, more corn, and then either Parmesan or cotija cheese, and then like this, like a spicy chili crisp, drizzle that on top. Oh, my dad is like the most pickiest guy ever. He hates everything. He doesn't even like hot dogs anymore. I don't understand it. I don't understand how I'm his son. I'm having a split with, I'm having a stigma with my father over hot dogs, but or not a stigma, a schism. Anyway,
Very common.
but he tried it and he like it blew him. He loves corn. Like corn and potatoes. My dad loves them. My dad tried, and you could tell like he was like, this ain't like the corn I eat, like my dad's, he's so picky. As soon he tried it, and his face lit up. He was like he looked at the world different after eating street corn, man.
Yep. For sure.
No, it's not white. It's not. It's literally from the Mexican market.
It can be either one, but yeah, there's white corn. There is, and it's good too.
But there's
it's also a little sweeter.
Another thing I found out, there's also there's Mexican mayo. So like traditional mayonnaise has lemon juice in it. They put the lemon juice and blend it up. Mexican mayonnaise has lime juice in it, and it like still tastes like mayo and has like a different twang. And so I'm a Duke's mayo guy. I'm big on Duke's. Duke's doesn't sponsor the show, but if anybody from Duke's wanted to reach out, I'm open. I'm open to talk. Any hot dog company too. We're always down to listen here at Blake's.
The jar will be front and center, right next to. Yep.
But supposedly Duke's has a lime mayo, and I can't find it. So
yeah.
I've really been looking. So I think that may take my hot Cheeto mayo corn dog up like another level. And I also bacon wrap those. So I bacon wrap the dog, mayo, hot Cheeto crumble. It's really good. Also, I'm really into bacon onion jam right now. I do bacon onion jam and burger sauce on a dog. I call it the burger dog. It's very tasty. Bacon onion jam is dangerous. Like it can't be good. There's like a lot of brown sugar in it. And it's onions, brown sugar. I do a little bit of pancake syrup or maple syrup, whichever I have on me, and then some. I throw some, like I make it just put a little bit of heat in it, dude. I'm telling you, like I made just a regular cheeseburger for someone the other day and put bacon onion jam on it, and they were like, "This is the best cheeseburger I've ever." I was like, "It's literally it's just a regular ass cheeseburger," but. People like
the whole end of this thing is just getting me starving, man. We need to wrap. Come on, I'm ready to make my own hamburger.
I would go.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've been chatting too long. Everybody's the chat's even talking about getting hungry now, which is good.
Yeah, right.
We keep you yearning. We keep you yearning for comics, yearning for hot dogs, yearning for something. Bacon onion jam, better editing, better comics, better worlds.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was so fun. I had such a blast. I extend this to a lot of people, and I'm extending this to you as well. My show, welcome to you anytime. I book week to week, but like you guys do have another project or something, hit me up. Love to have you back and talk comics anytime. Tommy agrees that it's the best part of new podcast where it breaks down into food.
Nice.
We're trying. Yeah, I shit you not, James. The hot dog thing, it started a few months ago. I still don't really know how it took over my whole personality, but like I started having hot dogs on the show and more people watch the show. So now I have to eat hot dogs.
It works.
Give the people what they want. That's all you got to do.
I gotta do it.
For
I got this hat. I got these hot dogs.
If it brings them into listening about comic books, you're doing a great job, bud. No, fucking amazing job.
You're both doing great jobs too. Like I said, you're making cool comics and helping people make cool comics, which is I think that you're heroes in my book. James on Kickstarter right now. Chris is on Kickstarter next week. There are links in the description. Go check them all out. Go support indie comics. Remember to love each other because it's a hard world, but we don't have to be hard to each other. Hey, we'll be back next week.